Are you guys ready for another driving tour? This time we're going to check out North Knoxville, and we're going to get started right now. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to All Things Knoxville with me, Ben Barredo, your local real estate pro and relocation expert for East Tennessee. And today we're going to do a driving tour in North Knoxville of the community at Halls Crossroads. This is a large community just outside the city limits in North Knoxville. If you've done any kind of exploration of Knoxville, looking for homes, checking out the maps, wondering where to live, you've come across Halls Crossroads. This is an awesome community, and it's actually the community that my family moved to when we first came here in 1994. And this is, if you can see behind me, that's Halls High School and Halls Middle School, where I went to high school. This is a church right across from Halls High School, where we used to come to the parking lot and throw down when we had problems over there. So I'm very connected to this community, and I can't wait to show you what it has to offer. So the last time we drove, I showed you West Knoxville over here, and then we went to Holston Hills in this area of East Knoxville, right in here. Yeah, right in this area, right there. Today, we're going to go to Halls, which is North Knoxville and North Knox County, right here. And as I zoom in, you can see where I started off at is, let me zoom in a little more. I'm going to start off the drive right here at Beaver Dam Baptist Church, which is right across the street, right here. This is Beaver Dam, and it's right across the street from Halls High School, which is here. And yeah, Halls Middle School is right here next to Halls High School. So both the schools are right next to each other. I'm going to take and turn out of the parking lot, and I'm going to come up here to Maynardville Pike, and I'm going to drive south. Let me back out a bit so you can see the roads a little more. I'm going to take another right down Cunningham, and right here is where you'll see the golf course and all the nice communities. Then I'm going to take a right on Dry Gap Pike, take a left on Emory, and then I'm going to take an immediate right here. As I scroll in, you can see on Pedigo, and I'm basically going to follow this to about right here, I believe. Yeah, right here, and then I just kind of take rights until I come back out on Emory Road, and then I exit Halls coming out this way. So the area I'm showing you is basically the main close to the town center of Halls. Now, the other thing I'm going to bring up is the one thing I don't like about getting into Halls is traffic, and that it's kind of landlocked. You can only get in two main ways. There is a back way, but as you can see, you've got the interstate here, and during morning and evening commutes, everyone either takes Broadway, which runs downtown all the way up. Now, the problem with Broadway is you're going to hit a traffic light every quarter mile. The problem with the interstate is everybody's using it. So sometimes in a morning commute and evening commutes, everybody is going to be locked right in here. It's not that the traffic's bad as much. Well, I guess the traffic is bad just right in this area. And it just takes forever to get to Halls during those times. So Monday through Friday, it's a pain in the butt to get in and out of Halls. But if you live in the area, it's great because you've got everything you need. If you don't need to live in the area, it's good. And then you have all these lakes. You've got these your access 30 minutes to Norris Lake, a couple state parks. And as you can see, most of Halls is nothing but rural, green, hilly, beautiful country. So it is a great place to raise a family. Again, the only downside is if you work or need to get outside of the area on a regular basis, it can be a pain in the butt. All right, let's get started on the drive. So the first thing I wanted to do was take you up to Maynardville Pike and show you the town center of Halls. Again, you have very little reason to leave this community. So as I turn right, you're going to see a CVS across the street. There are banks and gas stations to the, if I would have went left. Down here on the right, you see a restaurant. Back, if you further right down this road, there's a Walmart Supercenter. There's a Rural King, which is kind of like a convenience store that sells a lot of gardening stuff. And then there's Ingles on the left. There's a Pizza Hut down there. There is a tattoo shop, I think, down there on the right. There's everything you need. Mechanics, restaurants, schools, churches, banks, gas stations. There's very little reason to leave this community if you live here. Of course, for work is a different story. There's not going to be a lot of jobs in this community, so you're going to work outside of Halls unless you work from home, and that's where the pain comes in my opinion, of getting in and out. But if it's such a beautiful area, you could probably look past that. Most of my family lives in this area, and they've been here since we moved to Tennessee. So, again, you've got a food city right there on the left, and what we're going to do is we're going to drive up here, and we're going to take a right on Cunningham. Cunningham, in particular, is a part of Halls that's been here for a long time, and there's a lot of great homes and subdivisions and HOA communities on Cunningham, as well as non-HOA communities. But if you were to consider Halls to be its own township, then you would probably say Cunningham is where the wealthier class tend to live. And there are other areas of Halls that have really nice homes, but this is where it originally was, along Cunningham. But it kind of gives you a typical idea of what the communities closer to the town center look like. You're going to have subdivisions and houses on the left and right. They're all going to have different looks. They're all going to be homes built up in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, as well as new communities that have been built up since then. There's a lot of really new communities as well that have been built up in the last few years. Here's Beaver Creek Golf, I forget the name, but a golf club. And then just houses, open fields, and then subdivisions. And this is typical of Halls. Until you get out more north of Halls, where you see a lot of green on the map, then it's just going to become houses spaced out every quarter mile to a few miles, and then a lot of woods and hills, a lot of cattle farms and things like that. So here we are on Dry Gap. I'm going to cut a quick right, and we're going to go up to Emery Road. Emery Road, again, I pointed out, is the road that connects to the interstate. And Emery Road does tend to, it's a long road and there's a lot of traffic on it. Now we're on Pettigo, and this is going to give you, again, a better idea of what Halls looks like. This is what the northern part of Halls is more or less going to look like. You're going to have some subdivisions, some communities, but for the most part, you're going to see country, open fields. And so I chose this route to really give you a good preview of what you would get living in Halls. You got your town center, then you have communities around the town center that are a little more congested, and then 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes outside of that, you just have open country. And with the occasional new build community like this one by Smith Built Homes popping up. Smith Built does a lot of the communities, is one of the bigger new builders for new build communities in this area. Sorry, I'm tripping over my own tongue. So, but this gives you a great look at Halls. If you were to choose to move to Knoxville and you wanted to live in Halls Crossroads, if you wanted a community that had access to the country, that was rural, that was very tight-knit, small community, small school. I don't know what the graduating class of Halls is now, but when I graduated, it was like 200 people. And it's probably not that much bigger now, maybe 300 or 400. So it's probably not, because the school itself hasn't gotten any bigger, so I doubt that the class sizes are much bigger. But it's a beautiful area of Knoxville. It is in the county, so you only pay county taxes. You don't pay city taxes. Now, Halls does have its own utility for water. It's Hallsdale Pal, and I've heard I've heard stories about Hallsdale Power being not the best utility provider, but they've been there forever, and that's who you get when you live in this area. But again, as you can see, just a pretty country, Tennessee country out here in Halls. So I'm just going to shut up now, let you enjoy the drive, and if you guys have any questions, feel free to give me a call. Thanks for watching.